Okay, so a lot of authors in Japan are very with the self-deprecated humor. They usually chop themselves down a peg, whether it's just self-deprecating in general. They just usually make themselves sound less than they really are, whether it be due to a cultural thing or whatever the case may be. I mean, if you've ever read an Akira Toriyama creative Dragon Ball interview, the dude makes himself sound like an idiot savant. Like, he'll tell you like, oh yeah, you know, I handed that draft in within 30 seconds of it being due, and I started it a couple hours before it was due. So these authors usually like to make themselves sound less than. But Yuki Tabata, the creator of Black Clover, after chapter 248, which a lot to talk about on that end as well, said something that I'm just kind of like, fam, you gotta have a little bit more self-confidence than that. You can't be talking yourself down like that. And yeah, let's discuss that, because to be honest with you, with these uncertain times and everything, hearing stuff like this alongside the fact that it was just a couple weeks ago that Yuki Tabata came out and said that he's finding himself fainted at his desk. You can check that video out on my channel. I talked about that. This is worrisome. Let's talk about it.
I say we gonna do what we do, no matter how you move, make your move. That's how it be though.
Okay, so chapter 248 of Black Clover, a lot went down, but the author comment is something that I want to start off talking about, because in the author comment, Yuki Tabata said, and I quote, "Because I'm so pathetic, the number of pages is... I'm so sorry. I'll work hard to increase them." Now, in case you ain't been following, the last couple chapters of Black Clover, it seems as though every few chapters we're getting less and less pages. Like the last two chapters, 247 and 248, were only like 13 pages. Before that, we were getting about 15-page chapters. And I've been noticing the trend, but I was like, yeah, you know, everything going on, maybe it's a Shueisha thing, maybe his editor is telling him to do that. But for Yuki Tabata to come out and say this, and then on top of that, like I said earlier, you know, a few weeks ago, he came out and said that he's falling asleep at his desk, or he's fainting at his desk and shit like that. This is troublesome. Like, this man is definitely having some, I don't know if it's mental problems, I don't know what's going on with him, but it's definitely getting to him. The fact that he's fainting, the fact that he's calling himself pathetic. Again, I know in Japan, authors and Japanese celebrities and all sorts of people in general, they usually like to knock themselves down a few pegs. They're rarely like boastful and like, you know, all proud of and shit like that. But this is like, fam, you know, if anybody from the Black Clover staff happens to know English and sees this, you are not pathetic. You need to get it together. You need to understand that you have created greatness thus far. Almost 250 chapters lasting 5 years. You already got Shonen Jump manga coming out that are inspired by Black Clover, clearly. Mashley, which I like Mashley, but I just gotta say that. You got this, bro. Do not fall into the pits of despair. You created some amazing stuff. Don't let this bring you down. You just need to regroup, reestablish everything that you've done thus far, and look at it and say, I can do this. So definitely wanted to just throw that out there, because that right there is very troublesome. I really don't like reading shit like that, because I love Black Clover. I think the author, I've been a fan of his since day one, since before Black Clover. When Hungry Joker dropped, I was saying this guy could be the next big thing, alongside Horikoshi in My Hero Academia when he had Sensei no Boge. Those two manga, way back in the day, I was rooting for these authors. So Yuki Tabata, I've been a fan since day one. You got this, bro. Send positive wishes and positive vibes to Yuki Tabata. Prayers up and all of that jazz, because this is a little bit worrisome. Now, with that being said, the chapter itself, 248, there's a couple things to talk about, because for starters, it starts off with giving some backstory of some of the training, which I'm imagining whenever the anime gets to this point, they're going to showcase some of this, which that's dope. They're giving us like context clues of things that we might see in the anime. Asta showed up to the Heart Kingdom, to Gaja, to have him train Magna and Luck. Thing about it is, let's talk about the Magna subject. I want to get through all of it together. Magna, he basically was too weak to learn the rune spells, which big thing in Black Clover. Now we're getting more of the power scaling and how things are done. New techniques and shit like that is getting a little more intricate. Very big stuff for Black Clover that people say is very simplistic, but he was too weak. He was only about a stage 5, God just said, and you needed to be a stage 3 to be able to use that type of magic, which seemingly shows that Luck was quite a bit more powerful than him, unless it was just an instinct thing, because he also said it's like within Luck's instinct. But that shows that Luck was a lot more powerful than Magna, if that's the case, that he was at least a level 3 to be able to do it. And with Magna going away, because to be honest with you, before we even get through the entirety of the chapter, I don't believe, and maybe I'm wrong, because it was an epic climactic ending with the battle between Luck and the dude from the Dark Triad or whatever, which I can't remember. Was it 7? Something along the lines of that. But that was an epic climax, so to speak, but I don't believe truly that he's over. We've seen that these guys can regenerate, so I wouldn't be surprised if even though that bolt of lightning went through him, he's able to come back again. This is where I'm thinking that despite the fact that Magna said, you know what, I'm gonna go off and I'm gonna I'm gonna get stronger by my damn self. And then of course Luck was like, stop him. If that's what he thinks and that's all he's worth, you know, forget about it. I think Magna went in wherever it is, whether it was in the Heart Kingdom, whether it was by himself. I do think we're going to see Magna return. I do think we're going to possibly, because Yuki Tabata rarely just has characters just showcased in a spot for no reason at all. So more than likely, I'm seeing that at some given point during this battle, after Luck just did that, maybe it's going to drain Luck's power or something, and I see Magna coming back and helping out Luck to take this guy down. Because to be honest with you, I'm not a fan of Luck taking this win, and I'm going to tell you why. I mean, don't get me wrong, again, it was epic seeing, again, the new battle system that's being put in place, the fact that Luck is able to use this rune magic that Gaja taught him and shit like that. My problem with if Luck took out this dude in this chapter by himself is, how the hell then did all of the 4 great deities or guardians or whatever the hell they were called of the Heart Kingdom, 4 of them were done. They were taken out. So either these guys are the biggest letdowns ever because they were, you know, put on a pedestal like, yo, these dudes are tough, and little Luck is coming through and taking this dude out by himself. Meanwhile, 4 of these dudes fell. So either they're the biggest letdown, or it's just BS on how Luck is out of nowhere able to take this dude out. So I don't, to be honest with you, I don't see this being the ending of him. I do see that Yuki Tabata possibly set up Magna going away, and like, you know, come on, Black Bulls ain't gonna quit. He literally probably went off to go train, which I hope if he comes back, even though it was only 6 months, it would be dope if Magna comes with like some longer hair and, you know, a little slicked up design or something like that, and he shows up. But I could see a double team on this dude with Magna and Luck versus this dude from the, you know, the Nation of Spade, because otherwise it does come across as like, what? It makes the Heart Kingdom look weak as shit. Not only do you got Loro Pechica that she looks like she's a little nervous to go up against Monica, she don't look that confident. Noelle and Mimosa had to cheer her on and say, don't worry, we got this, I'm gonna stand with you and all that shit. So we got that. Then we got 4 of her great people getting knocked out. The Heart Kingdom is looking very, very extremely brittle and weak. And if that's the case, then how the hell did we get all powered up? Asta, all these people training with them for 6 months when they garbage. Like, why wouldn't Gaja have been able to take this dude out right here? Why? You know what I'm saying? How did 4 of the pillars of this Heart Kingdom get taken out as well? But then Luck is able to do some shit when he was a stage 3, and in 6 months he went from a stage 3 to like a stage 0? Doesn't make much sense. Now again, not to discredit, because it was awesome to see that, again, Luck learned a new type of magic. He was able to turn himself into essentially a human lightning bolt using these command spells and shit like that. And it was awesome, his design at the end, where he kind of looked a little like Super Saiyan-esque, and he was like, you know, I got you. Like, it was cool and all. It was dope to get, and for once, because to be honest with you, Luck normally doesn't win his fights unless it's like some big jumping, so to speak. Luck doesn't always get the W. So to see him actually get a win was awesome. I just don't think that the fight is over, and I don't think that Yuki Tabata showed the flashback with Luck and Magna showing up to the Heart Kingdom to not have Magna involved at all, unless he's saving Magna for a future battle to show up again. I see this continuing on to the next chapter. Maybe Luck thinks he got him, he's able to regenerate somehow, boom, he starts grabbing Luck, and then all of a sudden Magna shows up and is like, I'm going to show you what I've been doing for 6 months. That was not all there was to me, fam. Lucky was talking shit, but look at what I can do. That's where I see all of this going. So in terms of the chapter as a whole, I like that, again, there's a new introduction to some new powers, essentially a new battling system with like these rune magics and shit like that, getting a little bit more complex. Like, Black Clover, sometimes it does feel simplistic with the fighting. So the fact that we got that is like, okay, that's an awesome plus. The backstory, a little bit of how things started with the training in the Heart Kingdom, awesome stuff. Luck showcasing a new power, which was insane, awesome stuff. But Luck taking out a dude that 4 of the great spirit guardians or whatever the heck they call from the Heart Kingdom, they all fell to him, but then Luck by himself. I'm really hoping that this dude ain't over, and everything that I said in this video regarding Magna showing up and them having to double team him and yada 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 is put together like that. Because if not, then it just comes across as like, power scales is all wonky and all over the place. Because I really like seeing Luck take this W, and I really like seeing the introduction of these powers, and I love the little backstory, and I like seeing that Gaja's training actually means something. It's just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It makes it feel as though the Heart Kingdom is just like trash. Like, how did we learn anything from these dudes that is falling? And little Luck, which, don't get me wrong, Luck is a beast himself, but Luck on his own did what they, like... But I'm curious what you guys think about all this. How did you feel about potentially Luck taking that win, shooting straight through dude as a lightning bolt? Do you think that that's BS, considering the Heart Kingdom themselves have fallen at the hands of these dudes? Or you think it's alright because that shows how much Luck has advanced? Do you think Magna's going to show up within the next chapter too, and that's why they were shown in the backstory arriving at the Heart Kingdom together with Asta, because Magna's about to play a pivotal part in the upcoming battle? And your overall thoughts of chapter 248 of Black Clover? How do you feel about the chapter? Again, a lot to praise about just the structure and the setups and buildups of the world and the power system of Black Clover. It's just, I feel a little bit like the power scaling is off. And also, once again, please send well wishes to Yuki Tabata. Show him that we rocking with his manga. 13 pages. Yeah, we definitely could use a few more pages. I think I even said it a couple of reviews ago, like, yo, let's get back to that 16, 17 pages or whatever. But he's doing his best, and considering the state of the world right now, I can only expect so much from this man. So definitely keep doing your thing, Yuki Tabata. Work as hard as you can. Just don't break yourself. It's not worth it. That's all I have for this one, though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in.
Everything good always comes to an end. If you stab me in my back, we can never make amends. Trying to move to acceptance, hard to accept it. Mistakes like mirrors, gotta reflect it. I don't wanna fucking leave, but I gotta leave. Leave the maybes to the crazies. Maybe one day there I go, admitting something in a subtle way. No more copies, leave without a trace.